Hey, campers. So, got something a little bit different for you tonight. Earlier today, me and some friends, and you'll see this in a little bit, we did a review. This is a product review. So, let me give you a little background on how this came about. So, if you go back into my channel, you'll see the Western Ag Show. And I went and did a lot of interviews, talked to a lot of people, MacDon, President of the United States for MacDon, not president, but senior sales guy for the United States for MacDon. Interview, Kelly Equipment, dude from Australia, great people, Salford. It's a good video, go back and watch it, but anyway, out of that, a company reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in taking a look at some of their radios that folks use for many different things, but farm use was, is a big part of it, but it's also used for, various other things. So what you're looking at on the screen are 3 different radios from Midland Communications. And Midland Radio Communications. So Midland, they've been around since, I gotta go back and look. I want to say 59. Let me go look. Sorry. Yeah, 1959. So they started out with CB radios. Now, if you don't know anything about radios, citizen band radios, that's what you see the truck drivers talking on, hey, good buddy, breaker 19, CB radios. Now, a lot of truckers and commercial folks still use those radios, the CBs. CBs have been around since 1945. CB's got like 40 shared channels, I think, if I remember right. They're on the AM band, but they're only a maximum of 4 watts, so they don't have a big range. So, back in the, when was it? I'd have to go back and look, 60s, 70s, something like that. Might even be later. You can go Google it yourself, but FRS and GMRS came about. FRS is Family Radio Service, maximum up to 5 watts. So little handheld walkie-talkies. If you're out camping, you get walkie-talkies. FRS. And the GMRS, which is what these radios are kind of from 5 to 50 watts. 50 watts being the max. Anything over 50 watts, it's kind of considered ham or amateur radio. And ham radio, everybody's heard about ham radios. They're a little different. They operate on 29 different frequencies, and it requires you pass a test before you get your license. Now, GMRS requires a FCC license, but you're basically registering yourself as an individual, in some rare cases an organization, but you register yourself as an individual and pay a licensing fee, and you have your license. So today, me and some co-workers, and you'll see that shortly when I introduce them, we did an initial review of these Midland radios. Now, Midland is a Kansas City, Missouri company. They've been around for, like I said, since freaking 1959. But their radios, fire departments, police departments, all the emergency services use some type of these radios. Now, they may not all be from Midland. I'm not saying Midland sells radios to everybody. but some of the departments use these radios. But a lot of that stuff is specialty radios for specific law enforcement because they use specific restricted frequencies. But these are GMRS radios, and anybody can use. Mount these in a tractor, your trucks, and the handhelds for wandering around the farm. You got one, your wife's got one. Your wife can say, "Hey, where you at? Time for supper. I'm out feeding the chickens." Well, hurry up and feed the chickens. Supper's getting cold. Okay, so you kind of get where I'm at. So that's what we did today. And these are the 3 radios. Now, if you look on here, there's 2 15-watt radios, and the center one is a 50-watter, and then 2 handhelds. So we're going to unbox, and we talk about them, and some of it's kind of goofy, but we had a good time with it. And at the end, we give kind of what our rating is on a scale of 1 to 10. And frankly, nobody's perfect, so I don't ever give a 10 out to anybody. I'm not going to ruin the surprise. We came up with a rating between the 3 of us of our initial impressions. This is part 1 of 2 videos. Second, part 2 is we're actually going to plug these in and test them. And just watch the video, and we'll get into that. Enjoy it. Hit the like and subscribe. And don't forget, part 2's coming soon. Alright. Howdy, campers. Doing something a little bit different today. So if you remember, back in January when I was at Western Ag Show in Kansas City, a month or so after that, I got an email from Midland Radio Corporation asking if I wanted to take a look at some of the radios. We're finally to that point. Life and work have gotten in the way of doing it, but we've got our radios here. Now, I thought I could do this myself, but I thought, you know what? I get some people who know about radios. So I have Patrick here. Patrick is a former NCO in the U.S. Army, combat veteran. This is Lucas, also former military, U.S. Army, and combat veteran. So, like farmers, who depend on radios, but not as much as the military, these guys know radios. Police radios, police, everybody relies on radios. Fire, city, your city workers, your sanitation workers, everybody's got a radio, right? So Midland makes radios. Now, as I stated in my introduction a little bit earlier, where I gave you background on Midland, they sent me 4 different radios. We have, and these are GMRS radios. And if you're not familiar with GMRS, it's like one step down from a ham license. You have to have a license for these, but it's a single federal license for a company or group, anybody working for that group or company. For example, we'll use farm, for example. If our farm is using these radios, we would operate under our license. So this is none of these boxes have been opened. So what we have is we have 2 22-channel, 8 GMRS repeater channels, 2 handheld radios. We have 2, these are 15 watts. A little bit about them, and about 8 repeater channels. And this is a 50 watt. Now, one thing that's cool about these is they all have USB-Cs. So once you plug them into your vehicle, you can also charge your cell phone. So 36 miles in range, flat. Now here in kind of the Kansas City area, we're not always flat, so we haven't got to the point where we're actually going to test these in a different video where we actually use the 50 watt as a base station, and somebody take two 15s, and a couple people take 2 handhelds, and we'll spread out from there. We'll do that all night at 8 when we can get everybody scheduled, and I get some more people to help out. But we have a 3, what do you call it?
DB antenna.
DB, what's the DB? Decibel? We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
That sounds good.
If you know what DB means, put it in the comments. Midland folks are watching this, you put it in the comments too. We got a 6-meter antenna cable. Plug that in and throw it up in the tree. And this is a mounting bracket for to roll bar, mirrors, compatible with NMO connector, whatever that is. Alright, so that's what we got. So we're going to each unbox the radios. And of course, all of us have pocket knives.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course we do. But this, do you have a pocket knife?
It is definitely on my desk.
So let's take a look and see what we got. I'm struggling.
Very nice. Good packaging.
Alright, so let's start with you two with the 50 orange. What do we got in the package?
And then we got a ham radio. We have a base.
That's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, so it's looks like we've got.
See, I'm a sticker guy. I'm all for the free
Yeah,
stickers.
Free stickers.
That's a plus right there.
there you go. Midland stickers. There you go. All right, but it's got an antenna.
So it has an antenna with it too. Okay.
Yeah, looks like it's got a mount. Got a DC adapter.
See, I was wondering how these would power, whether we were going to have to wire these up or whether we could just simply plug them in. So that's awesome.
And I'm trying to figure out because it looks like it's got 2 different types here.
There's another antenna.
Just I figure out which one's which here.
I'll definitely say it's still like good quality compared to what I'm used to.
Are they plastic or metal?
It's hard.
Oh, that's metal.
Metal?
They're small.
Yeah.
Look how small they are.
Yeah, so they're incredibly lot smart.
So this is not something that's going to take up a lot of space. So if you're mounting this in, say, a tractor in the cab, you can sort of mount that up against maybe below your radio, depending on what kind of tractor you got. The fence cases are all a little bit different. John Deere's, I mentioned John Deere, New Holland.
Don't forget Kubota.
Kubota, no few Kubotas. But it's got a mounting bracket. How's that bracket from? Does it just snap on?
Yeah, so it looks like it's just screwed on. So
Looks like a couple different kinds of
No,
mounting.
no, no, radios.
Looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
a stick pad.
say that's just the.
Where's that? It's like a,
Well, this is just the bottom plate for the mount here.
yeah, the bottom bit, it's radio comes out.
Oh, so these come with 3 dB ghost antennas also.
And so you got a few different options here.
A couple different antennas. 6-meter low profile antenna cable.
And you got it.
Feel about that. So it's got 2 spring clips. It just slide in the slots. It's kind of cool. And then it locks in place. That's pretty awesome.
Nice hand
Yeah.
up with that
And
hand.
now it's in the back,
Up front, actually.
up front.
Yeah.
Oh, this is for an antenna.
Yeah.
So what is this?
That's what I was trying to.
Oh, that's for power.
Okay. So your DC.
That's for your DC connector. Alright. confused, it's easy to change. I'm gonna take this part, it looks like it just clips closed. That looks like a standard, just a car key, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, it's probably just probably 20 amp.
20 amp?
10, yeah. Oh, it's double, okay. Yeah. Can't see what kind of fuse it is, but
I wish you would. I didn't unbox it. I wanted this to be a reveal type video where we had no idea what was in the box. But I probably should have, if I would have unboxed, we could have gotten an adapter that plugs in the wall outlet and powered these guys up.
So these are strictly DC power currently.
Looks like.
yeah.
Let's take
No
a look at
adapters to that, so.
Open the hand off there. Two handhelds.
It comes with a spare fuse.
Spare fuse too.
Alright.
So, tiny. Those look pretty good. Put the hand there. Flip. And I am betting battery box. Not sure how to like that. Okay, so switch to high power to get maximum range. It looks like it takes 3 AA batteries. Batteries? Oh, it's got battery packs.
Nice.
Look at that. So these are rechargeable, but when it comes with the battery pack, but in a pinch, you can put AA batteries in it. So not only can you have the chargeable battery pack, now I'm going to, oh, it's even got a slot, so there's no mistaking how it goes in. Look at that.
Headset, mic attachment. That's pretty cool.
So we can't power these up, but can we power those up then? We gotta charge them?
I don't know.
They don't
Yes.
come with a little
They
bit.
do.
And so yeah, usually they test them.
Check the film over the top. Channel 1. Now, we can't actually transmit because I checked the legality. We are on a, let's just say we're on federal property.
Right now.
And I checked, and we cannot transmit. So we were actually going to, I was actually going to plan on doing a test.
And they're using on commercial frequency.
Nope.
USB-C port, looks like.
Yeah. And so I got 2 clips. Spare tape.
Nice.
So the little clip just clips on. Feel like I'm back in the police department. Now, I wonder, has it got port for a handheld for a handheld mic? Does not. Oh wait.
The speaker and mic.
I say usually they come with one.
Where you can run a headset on.
Yeah. So you can run a headset. So it's got a speaker port and a mic port. Now I'm not zoomed in because I started recording and I don't have a camera person, so my wife, my daughter here, will be zooming in on this. But alright. Yeah.
I will say, I don't know if the antenna is removable. Like if you can change out different antennas on these or not.
Oh yeah, it comes with the headset.
Oh, it does?
Oh, it does. Look at that. Comes with a, so yeah, you got the behind headset, overeater, mic, 2 of them. Alright, so you got, so it comes with spares, that's awesome.
I guess that's.
So it comes with a charger, comes with a USB cigarette adapter port and a regular power port with this cable. Charging cable.
Multiple charging options.
Yeah, so you got multiple charging options, multiple battery options. That's awesome. And then just kind of a standard charging stand. That's pretty heavy plastic too. That's pretty cool.
Little double base for both.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Double base. So yeah, so you can get chargers for both runners. Now I got some little handy talkies. They've got maybe, I think we've gotten a quarter mile out of them. I don't even know what brand they were. They're not Midlands, but they're just a brand I got.
Yeah, so we've got some cheap ones that we got that was for, I think it was like 16 miles, but they're pretty commercial. Your typical Amazon fine, type of deal.
Yeah, we used ours when we go camping.
I got some little comms that I hooked to my son's bikes when he goes and rides up and down the neighborhood. If he needs me, he can talk back and forth, keep communication.
Same thing with my daughter, because she has like tuning with her cell phone, but
So it's scanning the channels. Let's see, 12, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
and they want to check the response time.
Yeah. That's not SOS. What would you like? Well, it's light. Turn the light on.
Quick start guides, that's always helpful.
Menu.
Down at the bottom of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to.
10 out of 10 for the sticker.
10 out of 10 for this there.
That's a win.
That's a win. Alright, I think this is cool too.
I think that's the single set we need out the lake.
Although,
They have the mic too.
yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's cool.
Although I'm not sure. That's a little tight. Or maybe, huh? Does it work? Does it
Oh,
go over here?
Yeah, it goes over your ear. And that rests on your. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you might want to do that.
That take me a minute.
There you go.
Okay. Artisan. Yeah. And then plugged into our mic. Alright. I'd like a little more flexibility in this, I think. It's pretty stiff. But I guess the pros would be it's not going to fall off. But the con, I think, might be that long usage, you might get a little wear.
Yeah, but does it press the button to talk, or is it all?
No, it's just it plugs right into the radio. Oh wait, no it does.
No,
Wait.
it
It does. It does have a press the top. So you could strap that to your belt, put that to your belt, or even stick it in the pocket, depending on the weather, I guess.
Yeah, be able to
And
still talk and hear it. And,
Now there's no clip. There's a clip. You can clip it like a collar, so it's not dangling. I mean, the PD what we did was put it on a shirt.
Running under the vest.
We ran it under our vest and hang out the shirt and attached to the radio. But it was just earpiece, it wasn't a mic. And then a mic piece, we also ran the cord. We ran it up to the shirt, not under the vest, but to the shirt now.
Gotcha. That's also cool about
And I've seen different departments do it different, but that's how that's just pretty slick.
Would you say the range on these were?
Well,
16?
up to 36 miles.
Okay, so,
That's pretty impressive.
you know, yeah.
So it also has NOAA weather alerts.
It's kind of like essential, we had these out,
So you got wide band, narrow band, selectable TX power, it has a flashlight. That's what that was on that. Vibration alert, SOS alarm, whisper talk, heat pump, and a 3-year warranty. Cool. 3 years. 3 years. So, like I said in my intro, which we haven't recorded yet. So yeah, when you see my intro, I won't be in the same clothes. I'll be in my normal grubby house clothes. But Midland's been around since 1959, something like that. And they were named for CBs. Remember the Midland CBs? I mean, I had one when I was a kid in my Trans Am. It was always cool to talk to the truckers.
Was that long ago, I had one in my Jeep, so.
Yeah. A lot of people still have them. I mean, a lot of off-roaders use them.
Oh, yeah.
But the MRS, man, it's let's
Something cool about this is automatic noise canceling. So you don't get all the background noise.
all background noise. Let's look at the picture.
I don't see how that
I
works.
would assume it's probably the same, but this is a lot heavier.
That's how yours.
Extras that they
Oh, that's me.
provided.
Yeah, that's right. Tennis. I imagine, I wonder if maybe those go with the base station? Well, not a base station. I call it a base station because it's bigger.
Yeah, but you can run that, what you would do is you run this through, if like you put it on a tractor, you run it through the top of the tractor, you get a better signal.
Yeah.
And they got mounts for them. Sorry for your mounts for your.
So here's the 50 watt. Holy crap.
Oh, big difference.
That's a big difference. You got a lot of power. Alright, so we got hand mic,
Sure, that's
various screws.
Looks like it even has a cooling vent system built in.
What is this?
That's the range on this guy.
Oh, this is a clip for the handset clip.
That's impressive.
Mounting bracket like the other ones. What we got here?
Say stick tap mount. Or maybe an anti-slip.
I think it's an antenna. Isn't it an antenna?
Yeah, that's right here where they got the
Yeah.
antenna on it, so like a little pad.
So it's magnetic.
Okay.
That's cool.
So I am betting that this probably has a sticker on it. Sticky thing.
You find a range on this one?
That's what I was looking at, I figured with that.
Yeah, so this got sticky to your dash. Or wherever.
3-inch stick with a good magnet.
Holy crap. That's a magnet, man.
Good. Oh yeah, that's not falling off or going anywhere.
And then here's the
You might not be able to get that off now.
that might be stuck now. This is a little
Small thin one.
screw, well, it screws on here.
Your 3dB also.
Yeah, so you can screw this on. Yeah, I wonder what this is.
That one said it was I want to say 6 meter low profile. I got it. Yeah, 6 meter low profile antenna cable.
Okay, so this is 6 meter. This is,
Yeah, that's gonna be your heavier duty, that's gonna be one.
I wonder how much additional range this 3 dB gives.
Check this out. That's pretty impressive.
Alright, so this is the power. It also has a fuse in it. And this power is okay, so this is a little different. Looky here. So we got
That looks like actual wiring involved.
this is actually wiring involved. I think I'm not seeing.
There's probably different options to run it to. battery, or?
Can it run 12 volt? Kind of small for that.
Typically, I would say,
It might be.
the ones that we used to
I
have,
mean, it's a radio, so it'd be just like,
yeah.
like you were.
Oh yeah. Radio may be installed in any 12 volt negative
Yeah.
ground system.
So that's probably what you do, because you run any type of, you want to connect that directly to your battery and connect a,
I like the quick start guide. They got a big combine on it.
That's cool.
That looks like a John Deere. Can't really tell if it's black and white. They got a big antenna out in here. Very sturdy. Some nice big heavy. Heavy microphone.
so
Very good cord.
Good comms. That's nice.
That's mounts for the screws for the mount. Radio mount.
just trying to figure out, I mean, you didn't do anything to hook it up to the battery though.
Caution, this service may be hot.
It looks like it has some.
So this is an MXT 500. If you want to Google or go on Midland's Midland's website. These are GXT 3000 Victor Papa 4s. Those are what's in my mind.
Oh, the MXT 115 Alpha Golf Victor Papa 3.
Looks like you can find them on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok.
Yeah, so I'm betting, you could probably get a, what do you call it? The frickin' plug goes in the cigarette lighter.
Oh, DC.
DC
DC
plug
adapter, yeah, you probably could.
with a wire connector to it, and you
Because-
wire this right into it.
I mean, a lot of times you can swap out these adapters too. Just take this and get one that runs to DC versus, hardwired. Something that with that much wattage, you probably even want directly connected to the battery.
You think?
Just get the
I
full
would.
power from it.
Yeah.
So how would you do that? I mean, would you do that
I
up
would
on the
get
dash? Or?
do a couple eyelids. You can directly connect that to the post.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
But I mean, that's not going on. It's just running the wire.
well, yeah. Well, maybe, or you can even find something that it runs close enough to it, and you can get those adapters and maybe tap into it. Yeah. But I mean,
So the bigger radio is going to require a little bit more expertise. But if you're a farmer, you're going to know this shit. Right? I mean, I could do it if I spent the time and had access to the Google. I'd probably just call my friend Jeff. Jeff, when you're watching this, I'm talking about you, buddy. My friend Jeff is, I don't know if I've ever talked, I might have told you a couple of Jeff stories, but Jeff's one of those guys when the apocalypse comes.
He's the guy.
He's the guy you want in your group, because man, he's an electrical engineer, and he got bored and went and got his plumbing license. So he's a certified plumber, and he does a lot of work on his own house and whatnot. So he said, I want to be licensed so I don't have to have an inspector come.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
Like, yeah, of course, you do electrical and plumbing. License both, man. But yeah, I mean, the dude he's one of those guys, just, yeah. Hey, Jeff, I got a problem. What's the solution? He's like, anything. And I love Jeff to death, man. He's, you get these, I call them good old boys.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, he's friends with just, I don't ever think I've ever heard anybody say anything bad about Jeff. He's just one of those guys that just instantly take back. Yeah, and I owe the guy more. I owe him so much, it's not funny, I mean, not money, but just helping me out. And then, I mean, the dude's a lumberjack on top of everything else, so he helped me take down we had a Dutch elm disease in one of my elms, and he found a genie lift and brought it over on his trailer and drove to the backyard and top frick. I mean, this is a 50-foot tall tree, you know. I mean, yeah, it's tall elm, right? You know. And we topped that son of a bitch, and he had, you know, showed me how to do ropes, and I mean, showed me how to taught me how to top a tree. You know, that was pretty cool. You know, so I try and help him out when I can, but he doesn't need a lot of help. So sometimes I feel like I'm just kind of like, you know, I'm just here to watch you work. So Jeff, you're watching. Kudos to you, buddy. All right, so what do we think, guys?
Oh, I'm
Scale of 8 to 10, man. What are these? Just first impressions.
I'm pretty impressed quality-wise. That so far, just even off initial, I would start with a good 8, 8.5 at least. So just quality, strength, durability from what it feels like.
I mean, like I'm clicking the knobs, very solid clicking for the channels. You know, the volume, smooth.
I'll be eager to get these out in the field and actually test them.
Yeah, so we need to do this soon. When we get Nikki was going to be here, but Nikki is a co-worker. We're co-workers. We all work for the Army. Nikki's one of our co-workers. She's also a reserve first sergeant, and she couldn't be here. She had a last minute engagement she had to go to for her reserve unit. But we could all go out to Nikki's house and go from there. And I get Sarah, my wife, to run the 50 water as a base station, you know, at Nikki's shop, and we could all take off and
That would be pretty cool for part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah.
So we got a plan for part 2 coming up soon, so hopefully we can get it done next week or so, but we just, all of our schedules are so whacked. But I'm like you, Lucas, 8.5, 9, just on my first impression. I mean, like this 50 watt, I mean, that's heavy.
Yeah, see that?
It's got the cooling fins. You've got a speaker on the outside.
Durable for out there on the combine.
Durable, yeah. On the combine, the antenna. I mean, the freaking, the bang. I mean, I'm not gonna put that son of a bitch on there again because the antenna was hard to get off. But I mean,
not only that, but I mean, you gotta think that these things they look pretty tough, and it's not gonna be smooth sailing. You're gonna be out there on the tractor.
yeah. I mean, if you've never been on a tractor before, they bounce. Both you guys have been on tractors, so you know what I'm talking about. But you get bouncing, you get jostling. I mean, I had never worked with radio on a farm. I mean, we didn't have it on a farm. We weren't a big outfit. It's me, a hired hand, and my dad. But we just didn't have the need for it. But when I got on Harvest Crew, I'm sitting here thinking now that we were GMS radio, because now GMS radio is FCC controlled, so just like that's why you gotta have a license. So now I'm sitting here going, now I know why he didn't want us to cuss on the radio. Every time one of us said the F word or hey you stupid son of a bitch, and you get the hey, calm down on there, I'm like, stop talking now. Now I understand why he was doing that, because freaking FCC could have been listening, and he wanted to lose his license. So yeah, I'm eager to test it out too. So
That'll be fun.
8.5 out of 10.
Oh yeah,
Easy.
Yeah, I mean, the real test is going to be in the field if you ask me, and if they hold up a half as good as they look, then that'll definitely be a win.
All right. Oh, first try.
Nothing ever goes back
Well,
to the box.
I don't know about that. I got all this cable in here. Did this plug in, or did you plug this in?
Say you have a wire.
Oh, okay. That clip kind of. I'll pull on something. It's not supposed to be pulled on. I learned that in Iraq. Don't pull the red wire. Searching vehicles. compression, quality, just functionality, especially on these 15 waters. I mean, right out of the box, powered up, ready to go. Same way with the other one. I mean, the 50 watt, bigger radios, yeah, you got to do a little work in terms of wiring, but not a whole hell of a lot. So yeah, Midland, thumbs up.
10 out of 10 for the free sticker.
10 out of 10 for the free sticker. Alright, so part 2, where we actually test these guys out. The plan is to have my wife or one of my daughters at the our home headquarters, which we're hoping is going to be Nikki's shop. We'll throw up the big antenna, 6-meter antenna, and we'll take the 2 15 waters and handhelds, and 4 of us will go in opposite directions, and everybody will film inside their vehicle while they're talking, and we will check. The plan is to check quality of sound on both ends and range, and we'll see how far we can get. I mean, I guarantee you that you'll be talking on the 15 watts longer than the handhelds, but I mean, the handhelds are still 36 miles, so I don't know. We'll see. You know, there's a lot of things in this area.
And that's going to be open line of sight.
Yeah, and so you know, we get down in Nikki's area. There's hills, and you know, but you get off to the southwest, it gets kind of flattens out. So you know, we might send the handhelds into town and out west, and take the 15 waters and head east into see what the hills are like. So
Sounds like a plan.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right,
Look for part 2.
look for part 2.
Part 2.
All right.